A student uses the ingredients listed below to make cookies. Which table correctly shows the physical properties of these ingredients when placed in hot water? So we're looking for which table correctly shows the physical properties of these ingredients when placed in hot water. So can someone tell me, first of all, we're going to label if these are solids, liquids, or gases. What's a chocolate chip, Alan?
Chocolate chip is a solid, but when it heats up, it's made of chocolate. Chocolate is basically a liquid.
Okay, so we can say it's a solid, and when it's added to hot water,
It turns into a liquid.
okay,
Well,
it's a liquid. Okay, excellent. What about sugar, Cody? What do you think about the sugar?
it will dissolve.
Okay, so what is it first of all?
It's a solid, then it will dissolve into water.
It's a solid. In hot water, when added to hot water, it will dissolve.
Yes.
Okay. What about cooking oil? Jordan, what do you think about the cooking oil? Is that a solid or a liquid? It's a liquid. And what happens when I add it to hot water? Does it dissolve?
It will stay in
Yep, it will stay in the liquid. Do you remember where it settles after it quits?
the top.
So we could say if it's at the top, it's less dense than water. So we could put in parentheses there that it will float. Okay, what about flour, Lena? Is flour a solid or a liquid? It's a solid. What happens when I add it to hot water? You think it will dissolve? Okay. I'm not sure what it will do. We'll put dissolve and we'll put a question. Okay. What about butter? What's going to happen to the butter, Bryce? First of all, is it a solid or a liquid?
It's a solid.
Okay. What happens when I add that to hot water?
It just kind of like melts.
It will melt, so it will become a liquid. But what will happen to it? What will happen with that butter? Is it going to dissolve?
It's just going to mix in with the...
Does it mix in, or what do you think? What do you think, Jordan?
It sinks to the bottom. And
Okay.
that's like... It goes like chunks off.
Okay. Probably what will happen with the butter has a lot of oil in it. Probably it's a solid. It's going to become a liquid, and it will, over time, become less dense, and it will float after it cools. It will become less dense and will go right back up to the top. So let's look and see if we can find our answer here. Who wants to talk about A and tell me if that's correct or not and what makes it incorrect? Casey, will you think about A?
I think it's incorrect.
What makes it incorrect?
The sugar won't float.
The sugar won't float? Okay, let's look at sugar. It says it's a solid. We agree that it becomes a liquid and floats. That float is wrong right there. So we're going to take A out. Excellent. Who wants to do B for me? Go ahead, Lena.
B isn't correct because the sugar doesn't float.
Okay, there again it says it's a liquid that becomes a solid. First of all, is it a liquid? Is sugar a liquid that becomes a solid? Nope, so that takes it out right there. So we're going to take B out. What about C, Michaela?
That's not right because sugar is a solid.
Okay, so it says here, yep, liquid that dissolves. That makes C incorrect. So right there, we hope that D's right. So let's walk through D and make sure that's correct. Cody, is sugar a solid that dissolves?
Yeah.
Yep, we have that right here. We have a solid, right here, solid, hot water will dissolve. So that's correct. Michael, what about the chocolate chips? Here it says solid that sinks and changes to a liquid. What do you think about that? Is that correct?
Yes.
The chocolate chips. We agreed up here, the chocolate chips, we said it was a solid, and we said added to the hot water, it should say it would be a liquid. So solid that sinks changes to a liquid. Excellent. What about the cooking oil? What do you think, Liam? Cooking oil, it says a liquid that floats. Is that what we have? Yep. It's a liquid, and we know here we have that it's less dense, that it will float. So our answer would be that D right there. Both of those are correct.